Hello everyone, this is Aegon of Astora, and welcome back to my caster build playthrough of Dark Souls Remastered. This is episode number 8, being recorded on Monday the 18th of June. I hope you're all having a fantastic day, whenever it is you find yourself watching this. So, in the previous episode, we defeated Simone Ornstein, and we got some souls with which to further level up our pyromancy flame, so let's start by doing that. Hi friend!
Oh, hello there. I'm pleased to see you safe. As always, if you provide the materials, I can teach you pyromancy.
That was totally not intentional, that bow, but that works out. That was pretty cool. So we need just a shade over 12,500 souls to get it up to plus 15.
Goodbye then. Come back if you find anything new.
Oh, that is the worst. Alright, so that's gonna have to wait for now. Unless we consume boss souls, which I probably shouldn't do. So in the previous episode we defeated Super Ornstein, which means we get Ornstein's soul. Soul of Ornstein, Dragonslayer Knight who guards the cathedral in the Forsaken City of Anor Londo. Lord Gwyn granted this soul to his 4 most trusted knights. So he granted this soul in particular, and they all share the soul? Presumably? I'm not really sure what to make of that. Hi, friend.
Heavens! You have done it! You have retrieved the Lordvessel. After 1,000 years, it is you. It is really you. Forgive me. I really should calm down. Now, let us take that vessel on a journey. I assume that you are ready. Now, be still.
It's so weird. It is so weird that he... Oh my god, that we have to travel in his mouth.
This is the Firelink Chamber for the successor of Lord Gwyn. Now, place the Lordvessel on the altar.
The answer I think you're looking for, Scarrowed, is that he doesn't floss. Which makes the fact that he insists on taking us down here in his mouth all that more disgusting. But this is our build, so... So I guess it's really not all that far outside the ordinary.
What is it? Place the Lordvessel on the altar. No reason for pause at this point.
So, yeah, time to place the Lordvessel, I guess. What's interesting is that you can, of course, just drop in the hole, and you'll safely land. And you actually don't need him here to place the Lordvessel. And in so doing, in placing the Lordvessel, but not doing so with Darkstalker Cath. I can't, for whatever reason, I can't pronounce that name. Darkstalker Cath. Then you can't join the Dark Race. You'll close off the possibility of placing it with him and joining the Dark Race. But we're not really going to be doing any invading with this build, I don't think. So we're just going to place the Lordvessel.
Very well. As Kingseeker, I shall now instruct you, the Lord's successor, in your next task. To achieve your fate, fill the vessel with powerful souls, commensurate to the great soul of Gwyn. Scarce few possess such brilliant souls. Grave Lord Nito, the Witch of Izalith, the 4 kings of New Londo, who inherited the shards of Gwyn's soul, and Lord Gwyn's former confidant, Seath the Scaleless. All of their souls are required to satiate the Lordvessel. Are you ready? Then we shall return. Stay still for a moment.
That is ridiculous. That is so ridiculous. Alright, thank you, friend. Well, I guess now we gotta feed you some items. I hope you don't mind. If we're gonna go save the world and all that.
I am pleased to see you well. Is it something urgent?
It's such a nightmare trying to get a good camera angle. Because of all the things in the way here and how big he is. Yeah, I don't like whatever retexturing they did here, or if it's the lighting system that makes him look weird, because he looks quite strange. Ooh, yeah, this will actually give us plenty of souls. Beautiful.
Farewell, chosen undead. I remain here and await thee.
Thank you for all that valuable insight and instructions. Now, please, eat these coins. Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. Hi, friend.
Oh, hello there. I'm pleased to see you safe, as always. If you provide the materials, I can teach you pyromancy.
So now he can't ascend. I don't think.
My teacher, whom I imagine still resides in the Great Swamp, had a funny way of putting it. He said that pyromancy is the ultimate fantasy. We are born into dark and warmed by fire, but this fire we cannot touch. Those whose fascination with fire persists learn to hold it in their own hand. He rather had a way with words, the old withering frog. In this land, pyromancers earn a certain respect. The Witch of Izalith, one of the legendary lords, is the godmother of pyromancy. So the day I became undead, I was ecstatic. I felt as if I'd been chosen to attune myself to the ancient arts. Of course, it wasn't all that romantic in the end.
It never is. It never is.
Why?
No! No! We have to lie to him again!
Tell me about it. I have never seen anything like it. I see. I suppose I was mistaken. In any case, I definitely trust you.
Oh.
Apologies, my friend. Forget that I said anything.
Oh, man. You all just... You wanted me to have to... I guess, yeah, fair enough that I should suffer a little bit so that he can live, because he's awesome, but... Oh, man. That's what I was thinking, Nicole, because I'm pretty sure we got that dialogue before, but his voice is just... gets you in a trance.
Goodbye, then. Be safe, friend. Don't you dare go hollow.
Alright, then. Ah, okay. So where do we need to go now? We need to go to the Undead Parish. So next we are going to take out the Hydra. as well as speak with Dusk and head towards the DLC. Although I suppose in this game it's technically not DLC any longer, because it's part of the whole package, but it was not content that was in the original game, so I'm going to describe it as DLC. Oh, that's beautiful. This is Quelaag's Fury Sword. And yes, it scales with humanity up to 10, so we're going to need some more humanity, which is one of the primary reasons we're going to the DLC, because that, of course, has the best humanity farming spot in the game. That is the Chasm of the Abyss. And as an added bonus, this will allow us to fill out several different parts of our build, including we'll be able to get our hands on the Black Flame, which is going to be great, and be able to get the Dusk Crown Ring as well as the Crown of Dusk. We don't die first, though. Not the most graceful approach to the Hydras, I'll admit. I also need to remember where things are equipped. Oh! Forgot about those friends. Oh no. Oh no. We're close to the edge, aren't we? Oh, no, we're not. We Mr. Magoo'd that one, but it worked out. Hey! You're not supposed to do that one on this close. What are you doing? Hydra friends? There you are. Thank you. It's always almost always a drag when there's only like 2 heads left, because then it gets difficult to catch them on time. At least for me. Yeah, the camera here is not great. And I do feel like it dropped below 60 frames per second there. What are you guys doing? Yeah, because I guess because it's such a big enemy that half the time it's at a distance, and at a distance things don't seem to be rendering at 60 frames per second. Because that's not 60... Oh, this part. Okay, well, we have fire orbs, so... Oh, okay. Let's try that. Does not seem to have worked. Maybe I should... No, it's not working. I know I'm a terrible caster though, so that isn't to say that it wouldn't work. Alright. Beautiful. That's just the night set there, so and we don't need it, so we're not going to pick it up. Sorry to anyone that bothers, but our inventory's cluttered enough as it is. Dusk Crown Ring. This magic crown-shaped ring was granted to Princess Dusk of Oolacile upon her birth. The ringstone allows its wearer to cast additional magics, but at the cost of 1/2 of HP. So I think we are going to use that. And it will make this build rather difficult to use, but in that, not difficult to use. We'll have half HP, and we're already pretty bad on defense. Our stats, at least. So we'll just have to not take damage. But we'll see how well that works out. I have the Slumbering Dragon Crest Ring and the Ring of Favor and Protection. I think I'm eventually going to get rid of the Ring of Favor and Protection, but we're going to keep using it for now. And so obviously this will have to take effect... Oh, so that was just pointless what I did there. Because we do still have to fight the Golem. So I'll put that on for now. And let's save and quit. Hi, friend.
So, 'tis thou who rescueth me. Most gracious, I am deeply obliged. I am Dusk of Oolacile. I cometh from an age long before thine. I cannot stay here for long. So, before I disappear, allow me to ask one thing. My home, Oolacile, is the home of ancient sorceries. My hope is to pass this profound knowledge to thee, with thine approval. Would this be of assistance to thee?
Yes, absolutely.
My heartfelt thanks. I am pleased beyond words. Then I shout, engrave my signature. If thou art in need, pray summon me from my signature. It seems that my time is done. May the great flames guide thee.
Thank you.
Goodbye. See you in a minute. So, with time and space in the Souls games being what it is, something that is very, very difficult, if not downright impossible to make any sense of, I do wonder how much time, because even saying that doesn't really make any sense. This is a thought that, logically speaking, is difficult to even have in the context of the Souls games. But that is, I wonder how much time has passed from the moment just then, when we freed her from the Golem, and right now, for her, how much time has passed between these two conversations? Because for us, they're one after the other, but clearly for her, the story is different. Although she does say, I'll leave my summon sign, so I don't know. But why would that even be necessary? Unless she's leaving the summon sign in the future, or in the past, and it's showing up. Like, see, this is what I mean. Then you start going in circles, because there's so many paradoxes. Dark Souls sometimes. Hi, friend.
I am Dusk of Oolacile. It is an honor to see thee again. I shall follow thine wishes. For a very long time, I was trapped within the crystal golem. From my home I was taken and banished to a plane of distortion. It was there that thou came to my rescue. long after I had relinquished all hope. So gleeful was I. My faith reneweth.
What a savior. What a savior.
The sorceries of Oolacile differ from the magic of thine age. It is difficult to explain. Oolacile's sorceries are, what doth one say? They're somewhat of an approximation. Thine sorceries are more straightforward, negating all but thyself. Dost thou not find some fascination in these discrepancies?
Okay, so we're gonna purchase Cast Light, Chameleon. No use in having Repair, really. Might as well get Hidden Body as well as the Oolacile Ivory Catalyst. Sorcery Catalyst of Lost Land of Oolacile, formed by enchanted white bark branches. The white bark boosts sorcery adjustment, but the sorceries of this lost land are gentle and not affected by intelligence. So in other words, I help anytime. the white bark branches. I help anytime. That's all that really needs to be said.
If thou art in need, pray summon me again. I only wish to be of some genuine assistance. May the flames guide thee.
Okay. See you later. So we are going to ignore all these enemies here because we did deal with them in the previous episode. So no need to bother them again. We are going to be returning to the Duke's Archives, obviously, at a later date, based on the name of this episode. We're not doing the Duke's Archives today. But we are going to get the Broken Pendant. But one thing I wanted to bracket for the time being is the sound design in the Duke's Archives, and in this hallway in particular. It might have been Illusory Wall. I don't remember who it was that initially drew attention to this, but there's some really creepy stuff going on with the audio in this area. So, I don't know whether you will have heard that on the stream, but I might have to enhance that a little bit for the YouTube playthrough, or for the final version of this video on YouTube. But there's some creepy sounding stuff there. But that is a subject we will return to when we make our return to the Duke's Archives. We won't have to deal with these stinking boars when we do that, which is nice. Oh no. Oh, I shouldn't have said anything. Sorry. Oh, I should not have said a word about the boars. Should not have said a word. He really bore down on you. That is not an unfair assessment. He gets bored real easily. Bored. Delivery is really important for good jokes, and I'm terrible at delivering jokes. Okay, that's one down. These guys have, like, very little interest in engaging with me, it seems. Until they do, I guess. Severed head of the fully armored Fangboar, taken by the one who killed it as proof of her victory, just as the gods once did with the head of the ancient dragon. Can be worn on the head as a surprisingly sound piece of protective gear, but also among the uglier ones in the game. So Sweet D just carved this... Yeah. Yep. I don't need proof that I killed the boar. It's the ugliest helmet. Fashion souls is too important. "24 black flames, 24 great combustions, 96 wow." That sounds like an awesome pyromancy build. Hopefully we get there soon. You obviously want to be careful here because the channeler will buff these little crystal swordsmen, and they are quite powerful, more powerful than you would imagine when they are buffed. Oh, like that one. No, that's not gonna work. This is one doing a slow walk over to us, wow. Not really much point in picking up their drops, because they're usually just the kite shield or crystal sword. Don't know that they have any drops that are worth picking up. Probably not the best place to stop and read this item description, but... Broken pendant. Half of a broken stone pendant. The vine appears to originate from Oolacile. A powerful magic can be sensed from this ancient stone, yet men of this time can neither manipulate nor sense its power, which has a distinct air consisting of both reverence and nostalgia.
Well, hello again. You seem to be doing all right. Need anything forged?
We definitely need more souls to upgrade this, but...
Don't get yourself killed. Neither of us want to see you go hollow.
We might have to farm either the demon, the Titanite demon, the Prowling demon, whatever it's called, in Lost Izalith, or we could kill the Titanite demons that are in Sen's Fortress. We also might go to the Northern Undead Asylum so that we can trade with Snuggly, and I think we can get 2 Demon Titanite that way. I keep wanting to call them Titanite Scales. But yeah, the weapon is secondary to the casting, of course. But it is nice to have a weapon for doing not 100% physical damage, unfortunately, but for doing physical damage that is consistent with the build and the role-playing aspect of it, so that's pretty cool. So the first boss in the DLC, the Sanctuary Guardian, is one that when I first started playing the game, it gave me so much trouble. Didn't struggle with it all that much with my Bam Bam build. So I am curious to see how we do here. And there we see, of course, the corpse, seemingly, of Dusk of Oolacile, and a portal opened up seemingly by Manus, who senses that we have the broken pendant. I feel like that looks different than it did previously, or I just never looked at it, but it's pretty cool looking. Kind of follows you and always faces you, but I could be imagining that. Special magic crown bestowed upon Dusk, Princess of Oolacile, upon her birth. Its wearer is blessed by all manner of magic. This raises the power and effect of the wearer's magic, but damage suffered by magic attacks also rises. Their ivory-colored silk features elaborate embroidery and are imbued with ancient magic power. One cannot expect any physical protection from these, as they are not meant to be worn in battle. From the ancient fallen land of Oolacile. So we are going to increase the amount of damage done to ourselves, but also increase our magic damage. Hi Theomany, we are indeed back. Don't know how much of the DLC we're going to do, but so a trick, if you don't really have any humanity to spare, and you don't want to waste it kindling bonfires, if it's a bonfire to which you can warp, just warp to Firelink. Sit at the bonfire, which will give you 10 Estus, and then warp back to the bonfire that you were at. And voila! 10 Estus. So that only works, of course, at bonfires that you can actually warp to. And it does add some loading screens, but yeah, that's a way that you can get more... so that you don't have to waste your humanity kindling a bonfire, where you can just warp from Firelink, or some other bonfire that you have at 20 Estus that is also warpable. Okay, so there's not really much point in us equipping the Dusk Crown Ring, because I don't think we're going to need additional casts in this. We just have to not be bad at the game. But let's see how we do. No. We're bad at the game. Ouch. But then, yeah, you have to warp back to the place every time. So you're adding loading screens, but you're saving humanity. I do think we're going to want to start using a different shield, because I would like one with a little bit more stability. I think we're going to use a Balder shield, because they have a good, they're very stable, and they don't weigh a heck of a lot more than the Grasscrest shield. So we're going to lose a stamina regen, but I have no problem with that. Again, that won't be 100% consistent with the build, but Sweet D is a resourceful and independent woman, so she can do whatever she wants. That was terrible, though. That was even worse. Wow. I have not, Ham. We could have just used that humanity plus one more to kindle the bonfire. And we've lost it now anyway, so... At least now we don't have to worry about retrieving souls. Can also inflict you with Toxic, this boss. We got greedy there, but it paid off quite handsomely. No. Oh, okay, it's poison, not toxic, actually, so that's not so bad. But adding to the power within means that we need to finish him off right now. Whew. Feels good. Probably heal this poison though. Soul of the White-Winged Lion Sanctuary Watchkeeper, who dreaded the spread of the abyss. The Guardian exhibited traits of several animals other than lions, suggesting that it was no ordinary beast, but rather closer to the beings known as demons. So... if you go back to that boss room, I'm not sure what triggers it, or whether it's something we could do right this moment if we wanted to. But when you go back to that boss room, there are two Sanctuary Guardians. They're a little bit smaller than the boss, but yeah, that's something that we're going to do a little bit later. Hi, friend.
Well, look at this one. From what faraway age hast thou come? Thy scent is very human indeed, but not intolerable. Ah, Princess Dusk's savior. Thine aura is precisely as she described. I thank thee deeply for rescuing Her Highness, but Princess Dusk is here no longer, snatched away by that horrifying primeval human. And so I must ask, couldst thou once more play the savior? Thank you. I am Elizabeth, guardian of this sanctuary, something of a godmother to Princess Dusk. I shall assist thee to my utmost, for I am one with the sorceries of Oolacile. Thou shalt see further on, an abyss was begat of the ancient beast, and threatens to swallow the whole of Oolacile. Knight Artorias came to stop this, but such a hero has nary a murmur of dark. Without doubt he will be swallowed by the abyss, overcome by its utter blackness. Indeed, the abyss may be unstoppable. Still, I have faith that Princess Dusk may be rescued yet.
So, begat meaning give rise to or bring about, so suggesting that the abyss emerged out of Manus, or that Manus gave rise to the abyss. But that's definitely something we'll talk about in greater detail in coming episodes. So we can buy several gold pine resin from her, which is very curious because gold pine resin comes from the mushroom people. And I think Azure because humans are so mean to the mushrooms. And yeah. So they have every reason, in my view, at least in the story of the game, to be upset at humans, which is why the ones we meet later on are so inhospitable compared to her.
May the flames guide thee.
We might as well kindle the bonfire. Why not? Let's be real, Elizabeth would punch us if she could, yeah. Probably not an unfair suggestion. In FromSoft lore, mushrooms are usually equated to magic stuff. They restore MP in Kingsfield and are fed to the shopkeep in Evergrace for a coupon. Very cool. It's great that we have Theomany with her knowledge of FromSoft beyond the Souls games here. That we have that at our disposal, because I don't know much of anything beyond the Souls games about FromSoft's games. Certainly not nearly to the extent that Theomany does. These things here are, of course, reminiscent of humanity. Both, they look like humans, in a way. They're humanoid shapes, but also reminiscent of the humanity sprites that we see in the Abyss. So we are going to... might as well use this and get some extra casts. So it doesn't quite give you double. It looks like it's like 1.5. But this should be interesting. Perhaps we should use these souls we have before we venture forth, though. We'd probably be wiser to invest a few levels into Vitality, seeing as we're going with half HP. But let's see how this works out. Hello Traceries, we are in Oolacile. The Royal Wood, more specifically. And it's beautiful notwithstanding the paper trees. But there's one thing that I want to talk about, especially in this area, and it's these guys here. And how they tend to the garden. And how it's the cutest thing in the world. But also, these things share the drops from the Ents, I believe they're called, E-N-T, Ents, from the Ent enemies. in what later becomes Darkroot. Darkroot Forest and Darkroot Basin. They both have the same drops. So does that mean that this is a much earlier example of what we see in Dark Souls 3 of people turning into trees? Is this them midway through the process of turning into trees? Tree people, Ents. I'm very curious to hear people's thoughts on that. Because they also remind me of, in Firelink Keep, you have the lycanthropes, but only because of the things hanging from their backs, but the things hanging from their backs appear to be their tools, the tools of their trade. They got buckets and everything. See, he's got a watering bucket. Oh my gosh, and we are a glass cannon. And let's keep that in mind. Oh! And you are surprisingly agile for a gardener. That isn't to say that gardeners can't be agile, but aren't they just scarecrow-like constructs magically animated to tend to the gardens? That is reasonable. But then, do they become Ents eventually? I think the grooves are separate. No, we're talking about not the tree women from the painting. We're talking about the Ents, the ENTS, from the ones who drop the moss in Darkroot, in the basin and the forest, which is basically where we are now. No, I don't think the lycanthropes are that. That was just the things hanging from their backs. It looked for a second like it might have been them being crucified, but it's just the tools of their trade. This is gonna hurt? Nope. So these ones, not unlike the enemies in the painted world of Ariandel, they have an attack where they anchor it in the earth and then pull it up, and it hurts really bad. Oh, and they drop Twinkling Titanite as well. Oolacile was playing with golems of many different sorts, aka playing with life of a sort, so I'm fairly sure these are just magical constructs. However, it's never said how they made golems of Oolacile. Maybe light, maybe souls, so there's some soul power with it. The way, yeah. But so at what point were they created to tend to the gardens, but then with the spread of the abyss, they just sort of lost sight of what it was they were supposed to be doing, so they went hollow in a way? Is that what happened? It's kind of interesting. More interesting than I ever thought I would find the Ents. Not what I wanted to do. What? Because they're clearly not meant to be soldiers. Based on their, the things they're carrying around. Oh, that's bad. And the way they trip when trying to hit you. That's the move I was talking about. And I totally missed the cue. I don't know that it's worthwhile having the extra casts. But it's interesting to me that even trees, animated trees, created to tend to a garden, the royal wood, so it's the garden of the royalty of Oolacile, even they are capable of going hollow. Not in a strict technical sense of going hollow as we know it in, for example, Dark Souls 3, but look at their And we'll see the ones later that are clipping the trees that are around. Very interesting enemies, I think. So how much damage are we doing now? 361, not bad. Because we have it up to +4. No, that was bad. So you see them fall. They're not the most sure-footed enemies in the game. But they still leap to defend the Royal Wood given the opportunity. And they can't do damage to one another. Oh, that was a terrible dodge. Oh, so was that. It's funny that with my Bam Bam build, I was obliterating those guys. So it's really interesting just what a simple change in your build will do in terms of changing how the game feels to play. Yeah, we're not doing especially well this far, though. And so this is the area, that little pond there, where in the vanilla game, or rather in the future, you have all of the mushroom people. And there's a chest there that contains, I believe, an enchanted ember. And right now it has a blue titanite slab, suggesting perhaps that if you want to make an enchanted ember, you just leave a blue titanite slab in a chest in the middle of a pond for a couple thousand years, and you have an ember. Oh, I guess they chain aggro, because I was trying to just aggro the one. Alright. Still quite a few over there that we have to deal with. So they fixed the weirdness with the controls when you're wielding a bow in the left hand. Unless I'm just not remembering how that worked in the original game. Because previously you would have to press R1 in order to... Okay, he's gonna pull that out. What? I have no idea which ones... I guess you just gotta be careful in general. I'm sure there's a tell I'm missing here. No! Sweet D. Sweet D. I think we're going to take a new approach. I do wonder whether rapport will work on any of these enemies, but somehow I doubt that it will. If only we were doing a little bit more damage, we'd save a lot of combustion. Oh, stop! I'm not a field to be plowed! I'm a hollow, or an abomination of the Chaos Flame. Alright, where are our souls? We're gonna try and just run our way through this, but this is almost certainly going to be a grave error. We could have equipped Hidden Body, and together with... Yeah, so that's a blue Titanite slab, but we don't actually need it. So we're gonna leave the Sacred Pond alone for now, I think. We do want to have a look at the Abyss and Abyss type things, though. That's not down there just yet. Put to say hello to Calamite. Hi, friend. Nice to see you as well. Interestingly enough, they all... Whoa! Okay. I was gonna say they all chain. Except this guy is having none of my watching Calamite. Alright, well. What the? Oh my gosh. Havoc Physics Engine. A+. So that's the basin down there, where we will of course fight Calamite later on. No. Is it dead? Nope. No. Thank you. Oh, okay. Hold on. We got friends here that we need to watch. These friends. And again, same drops as the Ents from later on. Okay, friends to watch, but also this. So there's a vapor coming up out of the abyss. But we don't see that later on. So this is seemingly an indication of, or a symptom of, the very early stages of the spread of the abyss, because you can also see along the walls here the slime, the abyssal goo, or whatever the phrase is we came up with, and although that we were talking about the deep in that context, but yeah, pretty interesting stuff. Oh. Oh my god, that was the worst. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Is this the deep? Yep. Everywhere is the deep. And everywhere is death to gravity. Yep. Yep. Oh my gosh. That was terrible. What an entrance there, friend. What an entrance. Again, more abyssal goo and slime and whatnot here. Okay, that's not one of the friends who is currently tending to the garden, but in an earlier episode of Let's Talk Lore or a podcast or something, somewhere I said that these things, the abyssal pus... Yeah. These things which I described as abyssal pustules... No! Friend! I'm making... No. These guys don't give a damn about YouTube. Nor about playthrough series. Nor about my viewers. So you see the ground shaking when they're about to do that. Oh my gosh, okay. I feel like... has that been... That had to have been a thing. That they had to have turned up the aggro ranges, because I don't remember any of that ever happening in the original game. Almost fell there. I don't remember any of that happening. Like them just coming out of nowhere like that, especially the Guardians. Like they just go ballistic. So again, more of this vapor stuff. That's actually a pretty cool shot right here. Oh, he wanders around, okay. Oh, you can see the one friend in the background there. Oh, there's another one too. A whole bunch of them. Just clipping the leaves. Okay, we're gonna do a save quit so that we can watch them a little bit more closely. Okay, I think we're safe. Look at this! Is that not one of the most adorable things in the Souls games? You're doing great work there, friend. He's got the watering can and everything. Yeah, that's a good idea as well, Theomany. Just because save quit's so quick now, because the loading screens are so minimal, so there's really no reason not to abuse it. Like, yeah, this guy is great. I like this guy over here too, or this tree person, because really, it's not clear whether these were ever people, whether they have genders or anything like that, but I would say that these ones look a little bit more like hollows than do the other ones. But they are doing great work. Like, look at this. Although, one really tragic aspect of this, and maybe this is the reason they go hollow, is the fact that the abyss is spreading. You can see it all around. These pustules, which, I guess it's in the name pustule, they ooze pus when you destroy them, and not vapor, as I described it in either Sinclair Lore's podcast or previously on Let's Talk Lore. But you can see that the abyss is everywhere. It's spreading. And so maybe that's what causes them to go hollow. Because they can no longer take care of their tree and their garden in the same way that they were once able to. So, yeah. You guys are doing great work. Oh, man. I hate that they're aggressive, because they're so awesome otherwise. So the rest of the items that we're leaving behind by running through the vast majority of this area include the various different pieces of the Guardian set. Oh, that's a crystal lizard. Okay, we do need that, or want that at least. And I don't know that we're going to go for all those items. Thank you for the Estus, random player. Simply because this episode is already going to be quite lengthy as it is. And I don't know how well we'll be able to do in dealing with all of the baddies. Because they are quite formidable. Oh no! Oh, that's really bad. Oh my god. Oh, this is kicking our rears. I should have done a safe quit, but I didn't want to abuse it too much. Oh, we need to go see the mill undead merchant. We still don't have an orange soapstone, but I was going to leave a message that said sorrow ahead. Because that's how I feel right now. No, you're supposed to be my friends! I had the shortcut open. All I had to do was just walk to open the other shortcut. But instead I decided to get cute with the Guardians. And paid for it dearly. Oh, and the way they fall too, it is so adorable. Not so much when they're trying to murder you, and doing a decent job of it though. That's not quite as adorable. We did it! So let's go get the Guardian Gauntlets by opening up the shortcut right here. Gauntlets of the Stone Knights, Guardians of the Forest Sanctuary. The Stone Knights are golems animated by magic, and their enchanted gauntlets are oppressively heavy. So as Theomany was pointing out in the chat earlier, that the Oolacilians are experimenting with all manner of things, including animating things as golems. Very interesting stuff, and presages a lot of the stuff that we saw in Dark Souls 2, it would seem. This weapon looks mighty interesting, too. Like, is that cloth on the end? Or is it the fungal growth? Similar to that which we see on the... all around the Fair Lady's bonfire. Hello, suspiciously Bloodborne or Yarnamite-esque looking NPC.
Let me guess. Snatched by a shadowy limb and dragged off to the past?
How did you know?
Yes, of course. Exactly what happened to me. We are both strangers in this strange land. But at least now there are two of us.
At least two.
Did you happen across Knight Artorias? The legendary abyss walker from the old tales? Well, if you haven't, it's just as well. He's a colorless sort, if you ask me. So, what did that giant mushroom make you do? Not that I care. It's none of my business. I've little to talk about, really. Oh, you know me. What do I know?
Presumably Chester had the eye of a blood-drunk hunter. But instead of ending up in the Hunter's Nightmare, somehow ended up here. Whoever that amygdala is really in for a world of hurt. When the powers that be find out, when the Great Ones find out about this clerical error, we'll return to talk to him and about him a little bit later.
So long.
Yep. So remember that thing I said about us needing a new shield? I think now's a good time for that. Because this shield is not suitable for that boss fight with the strategy that I'm hoping to use. So let's go to the Undead Parish. This is true, Twiggy, but my perspective on it anyway is that The Balder Shield will give us a fair bit more stability. And it has the added bonus of not being the shield that pretty much everyone uses for every build. So I enjoyed the Grass Crest Shield as much as the next person, but it is nice to every now and then try to not use it. At least that's what I try to do. I can still get the Flip Ring, yes, but that would require going to Darkroot Garden and joining the Forest Hunters and then going all the way down to Blighttown, which isn't such a problem now that we can warp, but... Wait, where am I going? I'm going the complete wrong direction. Oh. Oh, Havoc Physics Engine. You are fantastic. We might need to go trade in that gold coin to upgrade this, but...
Oh, yes, it's you. What is it? Still something you need, eh? Anything at all? There you go, another brave soul. But soon you shall see. You and I are no different. Yes, you soon shall see the putrid fate we both share.
But again, I can't levitate like you can, so you got that on me, friend. Oh, it's definitely going to be hard. But this will definitely make it more manageable.
No, I'm fine. Well and wide awake. Do not treat me like an old withering snake. I am pleased to see you well. Is it something urgent?
What else can we feed him for souls? Never going to use Havel's Great Shield. Also, never going to use the antiquated set. Sorry to anyone who this offends, but...
Farewell, chosen undead. I remain here and await thee.
He is the best. And... Alright, +7, I'm okay with that.
Don't get yourself killed. Neither of us want to see you go hollow.
Still fast rolling? Beautiful, okay. Now, we're cooking with gas. I didn't use Power Within, crud. Good start. Awful. Too many panic rolls. keep dodging the wrong way for that attack. Just barely kept them from powering up there. That is going to work a second time, because we don't have great combustion any longer. And we might not even survive to get to that point. Oh no, it's bad. You powered up? Shite. We're dead. Oh, that hurts. Oh, we're dead. Please don't hit me, please. No, that could be worse. That is worse. No, we're dead. Ooh. I meant to roll it to the side there. No, that's a waste. Got lucky there. No, we weren't quick enough. Oh, we're dead. Damn it. A stupid heal. That was a really bad heal. It was totally unnecessary. There goes all of our damage. Oh, and he's buffing. I don't think we had enough guard break to get him there. Panic roll. What? I thought we dodged that. Another terrible heal. Ooh. I don't know why I even bother with that. Yeah, he does way more poise damage. Or stagger damage, I guess. When he's powered up. And way more damage, period. Oh. If we could put on the red tier stone without dying. I somehow very much dealt that, though. No, we're dead. Gosh darn it. Alright. That is going to do it for this episode. I'm not sure whether we're going to keep going at Artorias in the next episode, or whether we are going to go elsewhere so that we can power up our Pyromancy Flame a little bit further. But, yeah. And it could also just be that we stream something like 5 hours in total today. So, I'm pooped, and I've learned that when you're not doing well at a boss fight, like we were doing better there, but still not quite enough damage, I don't think, to do it within a reasonable amount of time. So, I think we're going to call it there. But it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you to everyone who joined me here on Twitch for the live recording, and thank you to those of you on YouTube for watching this after the fact. So, thank you all very, very much for joining us, and we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.